In the open source and Linux loving communities, it's pretty common to just trash on anything that's not open source, and that's not a bad ethos to live by because open source software is the best and it kind of should be like that. But sometimes people do things for money, sometimes there's a reason something isn't open source. And I want to just go over a few apps I think are just great examples of design, but sadly aren't open source. And it doesn't really bother me, to be honest, because they're so good or they're trying to do something in a correct way. A lot of, I'll start off actually, I'll just start going through them before I talk more. So the first one I think is Overcast. This might actually be open source just because it's so awesome. This is an app for podcasts. I think it's cross-platform. It basically lets you listen to any podcast and it auto downloads new ones and deletes old ones. And the UI, the experience of everything is just like so well thought out. They even have like just insane amounts of like, you can tell this is a developer who loves to develop. Like they just love the process. They love making things convenient for themselves. Like this is the type of person who uses Vim and like just, okay, that pop-up's a little annoying, but the amount of settings, the amount of like, you can change the seek in random things. It's like, dude, you did not have to implement that feature. And they implemented so many features. You can connect anything. I think you can connect, I don't know, you can like literally point it at URLs that are streaming data, and I don't remember how to do that, but absolutely insane. And there's like, you can set up auto skip intervals into individual podcasts to get rid of ad segments, and it's like, these guys totally just love what they're doing and cranked out an awesome app. So good job, Overcast. Let's see, what's up next? There's an app called Carbon. So this app, very specific use case. Am I still recording? Okay, I am. It just full screens. This app is for, technically it's supposed to be for Magic the Gathering, like keeping track of your life total, like how that's just part of the game. But what it is basically just a double-sided counter. So you can tap on the bottom side and the top side of this to make it go up and down. Pretty useful, honestly, for non-Magic. Any kind of game, any kind of board game, any kind of you need to count stuff up. I just whip this out and you can just go like start game, I don't know, custom life 0, set, and then 1 player, you know, and then skip. And then you've got like just a counter to count stuff on. It's very handy actually to just whip this app out, and it's just a great app. It also has this feature called the chooser where you put multiple fingers on it and then it'll pick one, and it's great for just like picking like who gets to choose what movie or whatever, or just deciding debates in any kind of game where it's like who goes first, you know? Do you roll a die? You just use the chooser. Then they have a whole, I don't know why I'm showing because I'll put the stream up there, but like a die roller, and the entire UI in this is just like so incredible and amazing, and like you can flick everything around. They have like built-in timers, and yeah, the whole app looks great, and the visual appeal too. This is another thing where it's like these developers just love to develop because they named all this, they made it look excellent. They've got all these gestures. UI is super clean. Everything just works really well, and they kind of left it a little unfinished in a certain way. Like they said they'd implement like names or something like more than 4 years ago at this point, and they never really did. But that's totally okay because just the app is so great and so complete. I actually bought the pro version for just $5 because I wanted to support them. I love it so much. It doesn't give you a whole lot, which is a great sign. The base app is already super functional as is, and they just like added a couple of extra features. Like with the pro version, you can do City's Monarch, like, and it just shoots confetti down, you know? This is a mechanic in Magic. But it's such a good app. It's like built for a specific purpose, but they made it so well. I'm trying to use it for things that it wasn't built for. And it's like an absolute masterclass in mobile design. Super intuitive, super clean, no buttons. It's just like a minimal, here's your life total, tap up and down, intuitive, just great design overall. Really well done, Carbon. And totally worth the $5. You guys deserve that. You deserve more than $5 actually. You should come back and finish your app. But actually don't even really use it anymore. All right, so next up, I guess, is, I wonder if I have Monument Valley too. I do. So Monument Valley is, I guess like a lot of video games are closed sourced because pirating video games is kind of weird. This game is just like such a, if you've never played it, let's see if I can boot up like a simple like level. This is the most beautiful mobile game maybe I've ever seen. I mean, even the UI is great. it's a little like, it's like an artistic experience more than a game, and it's like a game based on impossible geometry. And I really like it just because it's like a couple of dollars. It's pretty cheap, but it's like an artistic experience you're paying for more than like a game where it's like Call of Duty or what. I don't, that's a terrible example. Holy shit, I'm out of touch, but yeah, I don't know. A game that you play again and again and again to like squeeze the dopamine experience out of it. You play it like one time, and here's what I'm talking about. Beautiful UI, here's how the gameplay works. So you can kind of just tap to walk. It's very like sound experience based, and then you've got impossible geometry. So you see I connect that up, and it creates like a infinite spiral. This app is like just the perfect gift to get for any kind of kid who's like aspiring to design or anything creative. It's like beautiful sound design, beautiful visual design, great programming, just really well done. And there's tons of games like this. I just love this because it's like simple mobile app that's a couple of dollars, is like a good couple of hours of fun, but you can't get carried away with it forever. And it's like, man, it's just an artistic experience. Yeah, that wasn't the most interesting level I could have picked. Like there's some truly mind-blowing, I don't want to like spoil the entire game, but one, for instance, that really stuck out to me is this one. You'll just like see things that you're like, holy shit, they thought of just the most creative thing. And this is like an infinite fractal level where like it zooms in forever. Great story too, by the way, and theming in this whole game. And then you're doing like a little puzzle, you know, and it's impossible geometry. And like if I go in that door, I think it zooms into the next level. We'll see though. I don't want to dwell on it too much and spoil anything, but truly just a beautiful game and a beautiful piece of software. Like this doesn't need to be open source just because, I mean, like a developer like this, like I don't fucking spy on me. I don't care. Your thing is so good. And let's see, that's, I think, about it. I don't have a lot of desktop software. I tend to use all open source software on my desktop, except my operating system, I guess, for some reason. Got to get off that, but who cares? Yeah, other than that, let's see. Oh, one last thing, I guess, is BBC Sounds, which is super underrated app, but it looks like they've Brexited everyone and kicked everyone off who's not in the UK, so that's fucking dick move, BBC. Basically, this is like an excellent free media app. If you don't want to pay for Spotify or a streaming service, or you don't want to pirate stuff, tons and tons of stand-up comedy, random shows, free music, audiobooks sometimes, radio, like they do like a shipping forecast that's pretty interesting to listen to instead of lo-fi or whatever. All completely free. You could VPN into the UK pretty easily, but then you're paying for another thing. It's like, come on, guys, seriously? But yeah, the British Broadcasting Service is a great free thing, and their app is, it's all right. I guess I'd give them more credit towards the organization than the app. I don't really remember the app as being amazing software. But yeah, other than that, I think that's about it. Oh, here's one more thing. I don't want to open this up because personal emails will be in it, but this app is called Edison Mail, and it's just by far the best mail client I've found, at least on iOS. I don't know, Android, but it supports like every, have I made a video about this before? This sounds eerily similar. Oh, I made a video talking about my phone and what apps I use, but yeah, just one last thing. This Edison Mail like can connect so many mailbox that is like insta spam filtering with 0 delay and just tons of great features. Like they had some good developers in charge. Yeah, that's about it. They're great closed source things. I'd love to hear yours in the comments, and I'll catch you next time. This video is inadvertently sponsored by Tour de Ménage. I'm gonna do this thing, inadvertently sponsoring people, and maybe there's a better name, where I just pick something I like and I just give them free publicity, no money exchanging hands. That way you guys can know that it's a sponsorship in the sense that I'm helping someone out and maybe I'll benefit from some kind of future collaboration or money from them. But I'm just doing something that I genuinely actually like so that you're not getting trash crammed down your throat. And you can skip these for sure, I won't be offended at all, but I think it's just a good way to give publicity to other random people's personal projects and endeavors that maybe are kind of unknown. So today is Tour de Ménage, and this is, I hope I'm saying this right, I think it means like a carousel ride. These are, it's a collective of French like beat makers, kind of lo-fi style music, but much, much more effortful. There's a lot of really interesting sampling. They actually don't really appear on YouTube because of copyright issues, because they sample so many things. You can find them on Spotify and Bandcamp though. And these guys just produce really enjoyable, interesting music. The reason I like them so much is you can see they've got kind of a theming going here. Like they have one album themed after basketball, weed, special at home, and they have at home but also by night, at home by day and night. I love this like kind of Frenchy street illustration in all of these. And the best part is like they're all quite consistent because it's the same kind of 10 or 12 beat makers in a different order. But they change the theme up and they stick to this theme pretty well, and everyone kind of has their own interpretation. This one I think is East Coast, this one is West Coast. You can kind of see the, I recommend anyone start with the East Coast one just because it's the most kind of familiar, I think. Some of the other ones get kind of weird with sampling. The Special Weed one is also great. I just think like their theming is so consistent. I guess these two don't belong in this series, Special and then Blank. But yeah, the theming is so consistent. They stick to the topic, the theme so well each time. So it's like you have a bunch of kind of similar music, but you can really easily change the vibe to anything. You know, today I feel like I'm on the East Coast, you know, and it's like, I feel like you can really control your mood and the atmosphere of the work you're doing. I don't know if that sounds like crazy, but I think some people will be able to understand that when you listen to a certain album, it makes you feel a certain way, and these like have so much good art and so much theming and so much related sampling around them. It's like this really transports you to another world, and there's so much to pick from. And yeah, I think they really do a good job creating like a cinematic universe, and they're barely known on Spotify, these guys. I don't know why, because they've put so much effort into this. And I just ripped all these images off their Bandcamp, but they have a bunch more. They kind of work independently with different artists, and these first three are also good. This Tour de Menage, Carousel Ride, I think, the Phantom Train, and then the Freak Circus. You can see they have, I think the artist is Joe Bear. Really, really good art. And yeah, it's just like 20 to 30 tracks that are like slow, very, very deeply thematic, interesting, great for doing work too. And it's like super French and small and underground, so you can be as pretentious as you want about any of this stuff. And yeah, that's basically all there is to this one. I'll catch you guys next time with some actual real workflow content and stuff. Enough about my life, god damn.